Okay, looks like it's on. Recording's working. Cool. So in the chat here, yeah, Dan. So Jill has put these basically write-ups of the trade books in the general text channel of our Discord. So that's where you can find it. Good stuff in there. Really great. It's very detailed. It's far more effort than I would ever put into writing anything. I hardly write. So good stuff.
But Avi, can I just add one thing? That image that you shared is fantastic. I absolutely love that. That's I know that your trade book is as detailed as mine and more, I'm sure, but it's in your head.
Yeah, and it's funny. I do it that way because it's right here on my desk. The images basically trigger my head into those nuanced details. So that's why I keep the images ready. And while you're trading and doing all this, you got to keep it simple. You can't be deciphering a lot of stuff, right? So yeah, there you go. You got to build your instincts, and then you get to a point where all you need is your trigger in front of you at the right time, and then you just spring into action.
Sorry, where was that posted?
In the general text channel of our Discord. It's all been coming around in the last 30 minutes or so, 15 minutes. All right, let's get these 8 a.m. levels together and see what we find.
Yes, please, Avi.
All right. The Apple candles or Apple measured moves have not changed. The distance is the same, but there it is. And let's see, what else do we have? Microsoft, nice and bullish. Whoa. Oops. Why can't I click on stuff? I just spent the last few hours out by the pool in the sun, and so now I can't click on anything. It's like I've got too much sun in my head. But let's see. There we go. Microsoft. What's next? NVIDIA. Whoa, where is it? And it's that one. Okay. NVIDIA. Things are looking generally bullish so far. What do we have? This is AMD at 8 o'clock. All right, there it is. Tesla. 8 o'clock. Yep, just about right there. Interesting. Most things look like Teslas, and weak yesterday and then retraced halfway today so far. Mild gaps. Well, and also, guys, if you haven't seen it yet, if you're in BBT, in the Education Center, I put out a short video of the fractal pattern strategy I'm using now. It's up and running now. I verified that today. So take a look, about 15 minutes or so. And the other one on naked trading, that's been up for a couple of weeks now as well. So quick short ones.
It's awesome.
Just FYI,
Cool.
there's PMI data coming out at 9:45. I don't know
Nine.
if that affects.
Sorry, did you say 9:45?
Yeah, 9:45. Pretty weird time, but
Awesome.
that's pretty
Thanks.
big use catalyst.
Brilliant. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Let's see if that pushes things in our favor. What do we have? Google. Yeah. Right, there we go. All right, that's it. That's all I've got for levels.
Didn't catch anything, but whatever.
Sorry, I lost you again. Keep losing you. So far, the only thing that's standing out to me is Microsoft and Google, actually. Hold on a sec. What am I looking at? Microsoft and Google. Amazon. Actually, they're all the same. They're all Oh boy. Yeah, they're all very much the same. What I see here on Google, you see basically been in an uptrend since the low of yesterday. And the uptrend over here, you can see it's a consolidation, that great big bullish hammer. And the new high is where you'd enter. This is that continuation setup. If you look at Microsoft, same thing. It's been bullish since it found support yesterday. Big bullish hammer. The new high is the entry. So Microsoft looks good, actually. I like this kind of ascending wedge. On a 1 minute at the open, might just trade the breakout of this 418 zone, go for the 420 zone. That'd be fun. Amazon, if you look at it, same story, nothing new, right? So all these three are the same. So something to think about. AMD as well already did the breakout. AMD might even be more convincing because the breakout's done. And ideally, it opens around this price where it is now, and then at the open, just bounce off the level. So then you're trading a retest of the breakout. That's also very convincing. It's probably more convincing. So let's see. So far, that's all I'm seeing. Everything else, I don't see anything else that's standing out. Yeah, that's that. Cool. We have a few minutes to the open. Let me know if there's something on your minds you want to discuss.
Yeah, so can you go back to Microsoft? I also am watching it over the 418 level. Yesterday's high is around 419.50, something like that.
Mhm.
Sold off pretty heavy at that area yesterday. I know it's trending upwards, but what's your thought process on that? Like, why do you feel like it's going to break out?
It's already breaking out. Actually, at the moment, it is breaking out. This is an
Yeah.
ABCD kind of pattern. It's happening right now. And then the target zone is the yesterday's high area, right about there. I've also got a level there, just about 419.50 or so, right there. So that's it. And with the opening volatility, it's likely to just overshoot the previous day's high, bump into the level, and come back down, or probably hit 420 and then bump back down because there's probably liquidity there. So that's the idea. That's what it looks like for now. Again, no guarantees, but so far the setup is there. We have another, 3 or 4 minutes to the open. I'm trying to see you got to pick one. I can't watch three at the same time at the open on this strategy. So between Microsoft, AMD, Amazon, and Google, they're all there. I don't know. Actually, I might be into Amazon because it's actually a bigger perspective reversal compared to all the other things. So far, Amazon's been in a massive downtrend. Double bottom yesterday. This is just a continuation of the double bottom. So you're really playing a bigger picture reversal up to 225. That's interesting. But if you look at something like Microsoft, you go on a bigger picture, zoom out, it's been in a very aggressive uptrend and it's just been messing around in this area. So it's in an area of chop. In a smaller perspective, yeah, we have the ABCD pattern. Typically, you don't want to go long at the top, right? Especially when you know there's resistance right there just recently, chromatic level stuff. So that's something to think about. Let's see, AMD. Well, how crappy has this been after it had the big sell-off? That's it. It's just grinding away, mostly very difficult to trade. A generally choppy zone. So far, I think it might be Amazon. But let's see. What's Google doing? Google's just a big choppy mess. Within the mess, it's basically going from the bottom to the top. ABCD on the way. Oh, but the pattern's broken on Amazon. I was just looking at Amazon and look what happened. Just boom, straight down. Okay, so that's not valid anymore. Let's drop Amazon. Google's okay. AMD is okay. Even though it's messy, it's It's the only one that's convincingly done the breakout after the hammer. See that? It's been sitting up there. The hammer was at 8 o'clock, and now we're, what is it? Almost 9:30. So I think this is what I'll do. I'd likely watch AMD at the open. If it comes down, starts to bounce off of what was previous resistance, that basically turns it into support. There's a long. At the open, that's the only thing I can think of. Looking at anything else, that could be a decent. There's nothing on Meta, long or short. Nothing on Tesla. No, nothing. Nvidia. Oh, this is the worst. Oh, let me see. Nvidia. That's interesting. Nah. Nvidia's too choppy and messy. Apple's a disaster. All right, so that's the plan. AMD at the open. Just watch the 1 minute. It's likely to open up where it is. Bounce off of this 114.50. I'm ready for a long there. And it's 0 DTE today. And it can even go out of the money a little because it's the open, if trading open. Again, be careful with this stuff. So 115 contracts. I'll be looking to go long in this 114.50 area out of the money, which is 115. So if the trade works, you get a great big pop out of it. There we go. It's going down as expected. Well, let's see. Market is open, guys. Take it easy. Wait for your plan to come true or come through, and then you're in the business. Okay, here we go. Hit the level, shooting through. What's it doing? Messing around. Ooh, tricky. All right. Long. That's a cheap contract. Taking the long here in AMD. Holding for the low. If it breaks the low, there it is. Go up through. Come on. Very, very messy stuff. Through 115, you can see the pop over there. 115's resistance, very tricky zone. Lots of buying there. I have to stick it at break even at this point. If it comes back, I'm out. So I've de-risked this trade. It's basically at break even. With the spread, I'll probably lose a little bit if it stops now. So actually, you know what? Before break even, I can just leave it below the wick. There we go. That's actually smarter. Give it the room it needs. So the stop is below the wick, the original stop. There we go. 115. Break. Go. Where are we going? There we go. On the target. All right, time to get out of this one. Should have taken a better size on that. It's the open, so always a little careful. There's only 2 contracts left. Okay, now I'm at break even. 50-cent contract. Should have taken like 500. But anyways, you got to be careful at the open. Always go smaller. There we go. AMD worked out nicely. So far, so good. It's fun, huh? One level to the next. And it just happens almost blindly. Where's my exit? I'm going to make this a very tight exit as in above the break even because of the spreads on these options. And this is 0 DTE, and this is out of the money. Well, it's just about at 115 now. Only 2 contracts, nothing to really work with. What's the next level up? I don't even know. 2 contracts. Let's go stick it there. So about 116 in that area. It's basically $1 at a time on AMD today. Cool, there we go. That one worked. Happy Friday. Well, that was quicker than usual. Oh man, Meta looks good too. Ooh, but messy. Seriously, take a look at Meta, guys. It's just, again, putting in enormous moves. I don't have a way to catch that. That's just.
Hey, Avi,
Yeah, go ahead.
the one on AMD is because of the triangle you can see on the 30 minutes?
The triangle's there, but what I'm really seeing is this long tail hammer, which is the 8 a.m. candle, really. And you can see what it's done. It came from down to up in a trend, and then in a bit of a consolidation zone, put in that long tail hammer. Then the new 1 minute high is the entry, which it was in the pre-market, so couldn't enter. But that's just a breakout. And then I'm waiting for it to come back and retest where it broke out from, which is a level, and it did that almost precisely. And that's when I got in right there. And up to the next level up. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, just a retest.
Having the video is interesting.
Where is it? Yeah, let's have a look. NVIDIA. Well, as of today, I'm replacing my NVIDIA graphics cards with AMD graphics cards. AMD's been good to me. What do we see here? We have levels, bouncing around these levels. I don't see a setup on the 30-minute. So I wouldn't trade it here, but 1 minute. It's just jumpy, very jumpy. I'd be super careful. 140 is a sort of sticky kind of zone for now. That was the opening price. It lost it. It pushed above it. It came back to it. Now it's choppy around here. I'd say let it form the opening range. You can already identify the opening range. It's basically, so far, it's the top of this candle, the bottom of the second candle. If you like ORBs, wait for it to identify the ORB, which it is doing, and then you can let it run. So it is messy. Yeah. What else do we have? Yeah, I see the Microsoft one didn't work. It's just a mess. So the prediction basically happened here with Microsoft. You're in an uptrend, found plenty of resistance up at the top around 419, got messy, and so it's in a messy area. You can think of it that way. If you zoom in, like I was saying earlier, you have this ABCD sort of thing that started the move from yesterday. Consolidation, that big hammer, the new high would have been the entry. But this one didn't work. And again, zooming out, whenever you have a doubt, just zoom out. That's what I like to do. As you saw, I did that today. And that gives you more perspective and helps you filter out, filter the garbage. Same thing with Google, same thing with Amazon. All the other candidates did the same thing, right? Did that long tail hammer and did not work, at least not yet. Google there, that's Amazon. And Google, the same thing. Didn't happen. AMD is the only one that worked out so far. NVIDIA now going. There we go. Did the breakout finally? There it is. Out of the choppy zone. ORB. Boom. If you guys like 5-minute ORBs, it happened. Very fast. Very fast. I don't like ORBs because I can't plan it. You saw me how I planned the trade, on this 30-minute fractal pattern stuff. I don't like the ORBs because I got to watch 5 different tickers, and the moment something looks like it's gonna go, I got to start scaling into a position while watching other stuff, while picking the options contract, and then it's just a disaster. So, and then also you're not playing on a bigger perspective, so it's always going to be kind of 2 Rs, and you're partialing. You're always partialing. You don't have like this bigger perspective. Where is it likely to go to? So those are all the reasons why I don't like it. But I got to say, they're pretty consistent strategies for people struggling with consistency. As in, you can get a lot of break-even stop outs, which is very, very good, and a lot of 2R winners, which is also good. Not great, but good. That way, you're stable in your trading. Not having these big losing red trades and 20 red trades in a row, and then 1 trade makes up for all of that. That's more like reversal trading. That's a lot of what I do, actually. I'm more in that style of it. So psychologically, I think breakouts are simpler. If you manage it right, of course. Technically, if you're doing it correctly. Anyways, what else do we have? I don't see anything for now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for these 30-minute candles to close. So, and you said, Omar, you said we have news, right? That's about 6-7 minutes from now. News. Cool. In the chat. AJC, morning. I'm looking for today's expiration for this opening session, like trading the open. I'll take all the volatility I can get. So I'll go out of the money. I'll take today's 0 DTE contracts. It moves fast. It's really fast. You either stop out fast or you get the move fast. That's all. Other than that, trading later on today, I will, not likely take today's expiry. I'll take next week's expiry. Because the trades are slower. It's going to take a long time to go. And by the time it goes, it's already decayed against me and there's no point. So as in 0 DTE will decay. Next week's are a little better with time decay. The time on your side, basically. Yep. Sure.
Avi.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Can you hear? Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Gotcha.
Just, I don't remember what was the previous value you just screened, but what could have technically suggested that the candle was going to rise so much?
Which candle?
The one, but that was during the previous chart, I think. The white candle, the one that popped up, the big one.
Talking about, that was NVIDIA. Oh, here, yeah.
Yeah, the RB.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Well,
That
level to level. And it could take 3-4 candles to get there. In this case, it just happened in one candle. At the open, that happens quite often. One candle just goes through 2 levels even, because it's fast at the open. If you go later on in the day, 2 hours from now, it'll do the same move, but it'll take 3 or 4 candles to do it, or maybe even 30 minutes.
Yeah, but what pattern would have suggested that the candle was going to rise
Oh,
so much?
better. Yeah, I would suggest on the 1 minute chart, just the opening range. So if you look at it, just go to the daily chart first. You're looking at opening range stuff where it closed, it opened at pretty much okay. So there's no gap on it, so you can't use that. But if you look at it here, at the open, it went down right away. But then very quickly, it went right back up and closed above its opening price. That is interesting. That's telling you whoever was selling it right at the open, these guys who were trying to sell it at the open, these are guys who put the orders in last night. So all that selling is over. And once it's become cheap, now you have new buyers who are ready to buy it when it's cheap, which is basically below the green line. That's considered cheap for them. And they're so aggressive to the point where they actually got back up above that opening price. That's interesting. And then if it starts to bounce above that opening price, you have an opportunity for an entry. You have maybe 3 minutes or 2.5 minutes of an opportunity to get an entry here with a stop about halfway through these big candles. And then you're looking for this big breakout. I would be very hesitant because I don't know it's going to go through this level. But if I'm watching it, if I'm in it and I see it going through the level, I will add in for the breakout as well. I'll add above the level and bring my exit even tighter in close to the level and then let it run for the next level. That's how I used to trade this ORB stuff, kind of scaling in with confirmation and then let it run. But of course, you're also scaling out quickly. As soon as it hits this level, I'm not even looking at it. I'm already hitting the button, getting 50% out. And if I see that's truly weak at this level, which it's starting to put in this wick, I'm out like 80%. Then it does this big doji. Then at that point, I've hardly got 5% of the position left because I'm just taking it off. And sure enough, a new 1 minute low, probably I'd be out, or if it drops, at least, I don't know, let's say halfway of the big candle, I'd be out of it completely. But that's all really fast, That's the stuff that Andrew does, in, out, fast. You're reading momentum. You're really watching precise levels. At the same time, you got to be watching the volume, make sure it's in. And ideally, you got one eye on the level 2 as well, liquidity. So where is the liquidity? Because that's going to have an impact on the momentum quite a lot. And then if you're watching the tape, now you're going to get more insight. If you know how to read the tape properly, you'll be able to identify where are these buyers. I mean, really, you might be finding an entry here at the low when you see the selling is over and the buyers are truly taking over. So there's a lot of things that come into it at the
Anything
open.
exciting, Avi?
Exciting. Yeah, it's a whole lot of fun, but not profitable enough. Not enough. Because on this stuff, you can't go too heavy. You got to put on a smaller size and you got a partial. So it's not profitable enough. Don't get me wrong. I love the fast-paced stuff. But you know what I do? I get all that excitement, adrenaline stuff out of the way before I come to trade. I go ride motorcycles. I go to the gym. I listen to heavy metal music. I do all my shit. By the time I come here, there's no rage left in me. So, just go slow, which is more profitable.
Thanks. I definitely had to review it.
Yeah. Take a look. I mean, but this stuff is ORB stuff. This is Andrew does this all the time, and this is a tough one. This is a bit of a fallen angel, almost an engulfing crack kind of ORB. The easy ones, the 5-minute ORBs that are easier, are ABCDs. You have a 5-minute range, and then within that, on a 1 minute chart, you have a 1 minute ABCD pattern. If I see one here today, I'll show you. But those are the easy ones. Slower, easy, and you have the VWAP and moving averages to work with for risk management, all that fun stuff. So, did AMD get me? Yeah, AMD got me. Look at that. Okay, so one trade over. Look how choppy and messy that got. Take a look at this. Whoa, got it from the bottom to about the top, and that's the end of that. Yeah, whew, very messy. You can see these 0DT contracts, and they're out of the money too, as in just chopping around 115. You can see how wild these consolidation candles are moving, whereas it's really not moving that much on the stock chart, but because this is an option and it's a particular type of option I chose, it brings in extra volatility. And realistically, with the stop being so tight, I should have had like 5 times the size, but I'm always more conservative with size at the open. I made that mistake yesterday, right? I put on too much size and realized, oops, I got to remember I'm trading the open and not be that heavy. Later today, I'll find something. Anyways, that's that. So for now, I'm looking at other charts. I don't see anything, like nothing. What do we have? Yeah, Sumit, go ahead.
So, Avi, when you took this trade AMD,
Mhm.
it was bouncing it from your levels. So, what was happening in your subconscious mind? Like, it could go down, yeah, easily at that level. I know I was seeing it was bouncing. So, what made
Mhm.
you think that it would go long?
Well, firstly, it's the bigger picture, right? The bigger picture analysis you saw on the 30-minute chart, where I'm thinking everything is set up very nicely for that retest of a breakout on a 30-minute chart that has gone back a few days. So that's the big picture. And then coming into the 1 minute, you've got the big picture in your mind, and you know that this is where you're anticipating a bounce. This is, you see, even on the 1 minute, you can see it. Breakout and retest of a breakout. Very, very common thing. Happens all the time.
Right.
And so as soon as I saw it came down at the open, you don't, well, even not at the open, but you never expect it to be precise at the level. This is just a zone. But came through, and as soon as it started going back up, and it came and went up and down a couple of times, as in every time it came down, it started pushing up. And so that validated the idea that I had in mind that this is previous resistance turning into support. As soon as I saw that bouncing like 2 or 3 times and with aggression, like it comes down, but it goes up quick, comes down and goes up quick. It's showing you those aggressive buyers. If you watch the replay, you'll be able to see that. And I'm not watching the tape, but if you're watching the tape, you'll be able to see that too. I'm just watching how the wick is forming, not that it's just a wick, but how is it happening? And as soon as I'm convinced that, yeah, there's buyers here and they're not letting it go down, they're firmly buying it every time it gets there. So I'll go with those guys. I'll put my stop right below them and I'm in the money.
Got it.
So that's the thing.
Thank you.
Yep. But I don't see anything set up now. Anyone get anything? I mean, Amazon ended up being super weak. Look at that. 1 minute ORB straight level to level. That's really great. And again, retest of the ORB again to the level. Fun.
Morning, Avi.
Morning. What are you doing today?
Well, I was watching Nvidia and thinking how fast it's going up, and I tried to chase it, and I lost some money.
Chasing is no good. You know that. Talk about it all the time.
Well, it was so fast. I couldn't.
Yep, it's fast. Yeah, this is like nature. What's the fastest running wildcat? A leopard, I think, or cheetah. And yeah, you want to
The
catch a really
candlestick
fast one.
was I trade in 2 minutes, right? The 2 minute, the candlestick, the green was like used, so I thought maybe it would continue, but it didn't.
Stay away from the open. It's fast. Unless you're a cheetah, like a
No,
wildcat.
not like fast.
You're gonna catch
It's too
Don't
fast.
chase. Don't chase if you don't have the speed and accuracy to catch it. You're just gonna waste your energy all day, basically. And that comes from nature. I love those fish in the ocean that they dig themselves at the bottom of the ocean on the sand and they just sit there for days and days. And then when a tiny fish swims by, they snap on it. They're not chasing. They're just waiting for that prey to come to them. Best thing in the world. Best thing you can do.
Well, you can do both.
I'm trying not to do both. But I'm actually
But
focused
I
more
saw
on
you before that you were trading the opening, and like you were okay and good with that too.
Yeah, I'm moving away from that. It's just, I can't
Well-
expand that anymore. I think I've hit a limit with that, and that was last year. I hit a limit with that. I don't want to just go risk more per trade. I want to make more without risking more. So I'm moving in that direction, different styles or longer time frames and all that stuff. Anyways, know your strengths and weaknesses. Very important.
Hey, Avi, what do you think of Amazon on the 1 minute for a double bottom. I don't watch the 1 minute, but just curious what your thoughts are.
Yeah. All right.
It would
go
have
through
to make a new high, obviously, and it looked like it wanted to a minute ago.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's actually a decent double bottom. The move started up here on a 1 minute chart, made the low, got a nice gap in it, made a second low that's higher so far. I would not touch this until it prints one genuinely bullish candle. None of these candles are bullish. They got serious wicks on the top sides.
And there it goes.
Yeah, so don't touch it. So that would have kept you out of it, just waiting for a bullish candle and then a new 1 minute high. So plenty of confirmation you should wait for. Otherwise, you end up on the wrong side of it.
Well, if Nvidia doesn't break out, then it's a short. But if it breaks out, then it's a long, right?
Let's have a look. See, just because it doesn't do one thing doesn't mean it's going to do the other thing. It could also get stuck there and then just stay there all day, right? Or break out later, right? That's why you have very specific patterns to look for. And for now, NVIDIA is doing nothing but bouncing between two levels, ignoring the one in the middle. Just bouncing, bouncing, bouncing for now. But looking at the 1 minute candlesticks, there's nothing here that I would trade. There's no pattern. There's no strategies. There's no setup. Not for me, at least.
Not right now. But if it goes over 141.36, then it could be long.
See, just because it goes,
short. Yeah.
just because it goes there doesn't mean it's long. It's got to go and set up over there. It's got to set up for a breakout or retest. Consolidation before a breakout. And the bigger time frames will tell you that. So if you go into the 30, it's just a great big choppy mess for now.
Yeah,
and every time it's pushed up, it's pushed up, and look, it's been stuck in that area.
Yeah.
Look, it's got up there. It just keeps finding resistance, right? What is this? This whole area is just
choppy.
Come back next month,
Okay, I'll just
Yeah.
move away from NVIDIA for now.
No, for now, just let it go. Just bigger perspectives telling you don't mess around. AMD's doing a breakdown. What the hell? Yeah, AMD. There it goes. But I don't like this breakdown here. It could, I'd like to see a nice consolidation at the level or just above it, the descending wedge or something, and then a breakout, then trade the retest. That would be ideal. This is no good. AJC, would I have considered Amazon short when I was looking at it? See, it's set up. Nah, it's not an ideal setup. Anyways, I avoid the breakouts. I'll go for the retest. So the breakout's complete. Let's see if it does a decent retest on a 1 minute. I'm not even trading 1 minute charts. I'm looking here on a 30 minute. And even here, I'm just not convinced of it. You like to see a consolidation before. You see this over here, how it broke down from this area yesterday? It was a consolidation before it broke out. You want that. Otherwise, you're just catching it on the way, this kind of thing. You want to be careful with that. The best breakouts happen after consolidations. And the most explosive breakouts happen after the longer, tighter consolidations. The longer and tighter the consolidation, the more explosive the breakout. And then it's a matter of timing, really. For now, in a 30 minute, I don't see anything. It's broken out. Maybe 2 or 3 more candles before something works. And again, that's something I used to always trade when I first started. That was my first year, I think. It was consolidation to a breakout. It had to happen in that order. A consolidation to a breakout. And then get it. Otherwise, don't touch the breakout. It's on the way and you're catching it halfway, which means it could go the other way quickly. Let's see. Tesla, I don't see anything there. Meta, I don't see anything there as well. There's nothing. And again, guys, if the patterns are not ideal to what you want to see, then don't waste your time with it. The market's a gold mine. You get a million opportunities. I'm serious. It's just from the opening minute till the last minute, there's opportunities all day long. It's kind of ridiculous. So for the ideal one, and if the ideal one comes and you happen to not be watching it, you miss it, okay, no big deal. Come back an hour later, you'll see another one. It's just always there. That's that abundance mindset thing.
Yeah, everything is crazy right now.
Well, we are crazy. We're trying to day trade. That's kind of crazy on its own. So that's the perspective.
That's the funnest like part. It's fun.
Yeah, you're here for adrenaline, and you're here for the wrong reasons. Be careful with that.
Mhm.
Microsoft
Well,
is
so
interesting.
you saying that profitable trader doesn't have fun with the trading? I don't think they don't have fun. Like
Well,
it's a
if
game.
you gotta start having fun with pushing your comfort zones. I enjoy that now. It's like 'cause I do it anyways outside of trading, just for my own mental training.
It's fun
Um,
until you lose a
Right.
lot of money.
There
AMD
you
is
go.
on the move.
AMD did the
Yeah.
same thing again. It went back to 114 and then rushed back up again.
Yeah, AMD's moving, and yeah, on the fun side of things, guys, really pushing your comfort zones should be fun. If you're not doing that, then yeah, you're gonna end up unstable, basically. Real quick, yeah, we'll look at AMD. It looks like it's running. Microsoft, what I'm beginning to see is a big bullish run and a head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, big head, and the right shoulder. But I wouldn't call it complete until they close truly bearish, and then we'll see. But that is interesting. It's shaping up. AMD, yeah, wants to go up. What did it do? Wait, it did a. Yeah, I was telling you guys that breakdown was going to be. You don't want to trade that, right? It did not consolidate right around the breakout area, the low of day, right at the level. Therefore, what did it do? Went the other way. Amazing how these things work. It's once you understand the concepts a little bit, they're not even complex. They just you start seeing them quite often. But now, after this big reverse hammer, would you go short? No, because it happened right after a big bullish candle. Would you go long? No, because it's bearish. So what is it doing? It's messing with your head. That's all it's doing. So don't play with that. Amazon, on the other hand, is a ripper. Yeah. The breakout happened. You can see a bit of a consolidation in hindsight. A retest would be fun if you're into that 1 minute chart stuff. But on a 30-minute, I'm still not seeing. I wouldn't go anywhere in this area. There's not enough conviction for me.
Hey, Abby, just got a question for you on room to the left.
Yeah.
It's a concept that I've been trying to wrap my head around. So how far to the left, first off, and second, you want price. So if it hasn't been there in a while, that's not good then, in your opinion?
Yeah, that's the whole. Yeah, exactly. That's a good question and a good point. The concept of room to the left is it has not been there in a while, and therefore it's not likely to return. So let's have a look at some examples. I think that'll clear things up quickly. Look at NVIDIA. Excuse me. Look at this big reverse hammer did a few days ago. Now it was on a bullish run, and then at the open on this day, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, it put in this big bullish hammer. Now you look at the wick of this hammer, this reverse hammer. It just hasn't been here. Not at all. I mean, zoom out further. Where? I mean, you can't. It's been forever. Last time it was here, it was in a big gap. So on a 30-minute chart, I mean, look, I've had to zoom out so far to the point where I can't even see the chart properly. That's plenty. That's more than you would need, right? And that's very convincing now. It doesn't want to be there. It's likely to go away from there, and the setup is basically a short. So in this area, it went down that day. On the other side of it, let's zoom in here a little bit. This is an interesting piece. On this day, it opened very bullish, got stuck there. Consolidation, basically bullish, and then this is all consolidation. But during this consolidation, look at this hammer. This is interesting. See that? Now this one on the tail of it, it hasn't really been here in a while. And a consolidation, by definition, it's a consolidation. So it's you will find that you don't have to go too far back, and you can see where it was on the run, right here. And then during a consolidation, you want to see a deep hammer. This is decently deep. Ideally, it was even deeper because you got this one close too. But if you go even just to this one here, right? Let's try and do this perspective thing correctly. There you go. Big bullish run. Look at this one right here. It hasn't been here in a while. Most of the action's been up here, and then this consolidation, then a drawdown. After this one, you're thinking, okay, now it's a continuation setup. So it's gone up, pull back about 50%. This is actually real Fibonacci stuff. And for 50% pullback, putting in the hammer, the new high would be the entry. and that's the entry right there. And then, it's on its way. And then it does the same thing on a deeper hammer. This one even went lower. Even, you can see there is room to the left at the deepest point where the biggest buyers are, the most diamond hand kind of buyers, right? Not the paper hands, the big ones. And so in this case, it's set up nicely to continue, and your entry would be the new 30-minute high if you're trading this. And then, you catch that, and on this day, nope, that didn't work out. But you see, that's the idea. Room to the left, it tells you that it doesn't want to be there. It's not comfortable there. It's comfortable here, right? It's not comfortable here. It's already gone. This one had some room to the left, didn't actually work out. But within the day, it would have worked out. It caught the move here. There you go. So yeah, here's another one. Look at this. Room to the left, it doesn't want to be there, right? And it kind of goes away from there fairly quickly. On the continuation trades, they're a little trickier because the room to the left concept is, you're just looking at, is there room between the big run and where it's putting in the wick? And basically, if that wick happened like right here, right, the very next candle after big run, there's no room to the left. Give it a few candles, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Then put in a big hammer and off it goes. You'll see it every day on a 1 minute. 30 minutes, a bit more tricky. And then, of course, reversals are much easier. You can see on the reversal one, it's right there. Room to the left, you don't have to even think about it. So in that sense, reversals are easier to spot. I think there's one here on AMD as well. Let me see. Actually, yeah, Microsoft as well. We're just looking at it. Where is it? Right there, Microsoft. It's been in a bullish run, made this big head and shoulders pattern, room to the left. It hasn't been here in a while, right? You got to kind of look at the proportions of the price action. Most of the action has been down here. It got out of there. And when it starts to find big sellers, well, it's not been here forever. And even the last time it was here, it found big sellers. So, lots of confirmation for this short here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm starting to wrap my head around. It's sometimes you just got to really think about it.
Yeah. And the thing is, while trading live, if you have to think, don't trade it, as in let it go. Sit and watch it. Because if you have to think and, try and decipher it, take a paper trade, trying to figure it out, but don't put real money on that. It should start to become instinct as in you've done enough paper trades on it to the point where now you get the feel for it. So that's the way to do that.
Did you end up taking that trade on, did you short Microsoft?
No, I'm not going to short it here. It's right in the middle between my areas, So I'm seeing the pattern is complete. It just closed one seriously bullish candle. Bearish candle. So I would now, my procedure is zoom into the 1 minute and get an entry, at the levels. But it's right in the middle of nowhere for me. So going into the 1 minute there, I need a genuine bearish setup on a 1 minute as well, which there's nothing there, nothing for me. So I'd let that go. Yes, Sally Trader, go ahead. Got a question here, Sally? Man, okay, the 30-minute candle closed the first
Sorry
one.
about that.
No worries.
Abby, would SPY have been a good entry on the first level? I think the entry point would have been around 920 off the first measured move.
Okay, yeah, I haven't
Sorry,
done measured moves.
consolidated.
920. Okay, let's put in the measured moves and have a look and see what time frame are you looking at?
So I'm on a 5-minute chart, and I see entry at around 920, which is off using measured moves. It's the first level I have.
Okay, let's have a look. We'll look at the 30 and I'll zoom into the 5 real quick. So basically it's been bullish, found bearish activity from yesterday, rejected from basically pre-market low yesterday. Interesting. You see how these levels are always in play. Very weak and through its consolidation through the level. Okay, let's have a look. Well, 5 minute. So 920. 920, did you say?
Yes,
Pre-market?
around 920.
Okay, so pre-market.
Oh, sorry. Yes, my bad. Yeah, so I would probably take it at your good point. I'm looking. Yeah, my bad. I'm glad I asked. Yeah, I did notice that.
All right, no worries. You can trade SPX futures pre-market if you like. That stuff's it's crazy.
Too crazy for me.
Yeah, me too. Too much.
Thanks, Avi.
Sure. Let's see. This is interesting. Oh, look at that. I should have done this. I was busy with AMD. I didn't look at the SPY. I didn't even put levels on the SPY today. Now they're there. So on the SPY, you have basically big consolidation, and the breakout would have been good. It's not ideal, the consolidation. Most of it's up there. Breakout here at this level. And you can see on the 1 minute where it broke out, retest, basically big reverse ABCD on a 1 minute. This is a huge trade, massive on SPX options. Halfway to the level, look at that. Consolidation, hit the next one, consolidation, hit the next one. Now what? Now it looks like more the buyers are in the picture, right? Could be a big double bottom in the making. There is a big double bottom already. Now, that's interesting. That's a 30-minute. Big move down. But it's not a double bottom. No. It already retraced so much. Let's see. Not sure what this wants. Keep an eye on this for later. So now, yeah, I don't see any setups, even though this 30-minute candle has closed, the first one of the day. There's nothing that I would look at. So it's downtime again until the next candle closes. Maybe something sets up. Gonna put the levels out on Amazon. It's already broken through. Put some more levels. All right, so Amazon, very, very bearish, huh? On a 1 minute, it's not too complex. Reverse ABCD patterns. But how far do you take this? 30-minute, it's just moving down, and it could find buyers anywhere. I don't know. Again, consolidation to a breakout. Those are the best. Those are the ones I prefer. That's what AMD was when we looked at it in the pre-market. Remember, I was telling you guys. Made a move up, but you can see the consolidation zone. These are all tiny little candles up here, right under the level. And then, of course, the 8 a.m. candle called out the big hammer. Then the breakout, then the retest, and boom, off it goes. It did the move, and now it's become a mess. The bigger moves are still to come. Let's see. Hey guys, it's Eamon's birthday today, okay? Go say happy birthday to him in BBC. He's incredibly sharp as a trader. Amazing. I've learned so much from him. I got to say, in my first few years, most of what I learned was from his webinars. ABCDs, patterns, multiple time frames. How do you organize all of this stuff? Because he's very methodical, right? It's like a checklist. So that made sense to me. It was easy enough. So I was always learning a lot from just watching his webinars and showing up in his trade review sessions. So yeah, brilliant guy.
Yeah, I read this his multi-frame analysis. It's awesome.
Yeah, right. That course, that's a good one. I took that one too. A couple of years, 3 years ago, I think I took that course. And eventually I boiled it down to fractal patterns. So that's actually the basis of what I'm doing here. It started there way back 3 years ago. I'm like, how do I make this to a place where I can do it? Basically pattern within a pattern. So yeah.
What was the course, the class, the webinar you're talking about?
Multiple time frame analysis, Eamon and Trading Terminal. Very, very detailed strategy, basically a strategy course. You got to understand your personality. If you're going to do that stuff, you got to be very much interested in lots of analysis and patience. Once in every 3 weeks, you find an opportunity. In the meantime, you're waiting and watching and always telling yourself, nope, don't take it. It's not exactly there yet. That's the idea. So, quite thorough, very complex. Yeah, good stuff. If there's one that I recommend from Eamon, one of his webinars he did must have been 5 years ago on the ABCD pattern. If it's still in the education center, it should be there. Either it's there or it might be moved to Trading Terminal now. But just basically how to trade the ABCD pattern. What are the types of ABCD patterns? You know, in the space of an hour, he goes through a lot of those details. And that, you know, I think that's great to watch in your first year, even if you're not trading it. You get a good picture of price action, of fairly simple price action. Very, very important. Shane, he has a good one on YouTube. Yeah, cool. The YouTube stuff's cool, but you know, we just can't get into the detail, and then so there's stuff always missing on YouTube. You know, you just can't get into so much detail. It's good though, you get 5-minute videos and stuff. You get the broad picture of things. But for you to get something actionable, it does take about an hour. You know, when I do webinars, it takes 2 hours to explain it because you know, I want to make it actionable for you guys. So anyways, yeah, that's how that goes. Seriously, I don't see anything setting up. This is just a bit boring.
Possible kangaroo tail on Amazon on the 5-minute, Avi.
5 minutes. Let's have a look. Yeah, could be shaping up. That is interesting. And it's happening not after a massive bearish candle. This candle actually pushed up first before it went down. So there you go. 5 minute. Yeah, if you like that. Reversal. There you go. It's happened. It's got a bit of a wick on the upside that would make me nervous. And I wouldn't go long until it makes a new high and gets through the zone. All that fun stuff. And then you have a wide stop. So watch your risk to reward. You know, how far you want to take this thing. So cool. Yeah. A couple weeks ago I would have taken this. All right. Nice. Let's see. What is it on a 30? Let's see if the 30 truly closes. But even if that 30 closes as a kangaroo tail, it's happened after a giant bearish candle, right? So the whole thing is invalid already. Amazon large order at 220 Shore. Yeah, could be. If that's there, that would make me nervous. Well, would keep me out of it anyways, this 30-minute candle, right? So I like the 30-minute candles because it stops me from taking 100 trades a day. That's the problem with the 1 minute. You guys saw me trade that even last week, I think it was. It's just too much work. Way too much work. I'm always trying to decipher, is it really set up or is it not there yet? But the 30 minutes is so obvious because there's only a few candles to look at, right? It's pretty obvious it's there or it's not there.
Yeah, but I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Were you always this patient, or is that something you worked on? Is that part of your personality? I think a lot of people, especially new traders, fail to see is that they try to do things that moderators do, and they just fail to see that they don't find a strategy that matches their personality. Now, you're an individual that seems to be quite patient. Mm-hmm. If you developed that, how did you do that?
That's a good point. I think I've developed that up front. And when I first started trading, I was not patient. I wanted to jump into everything. I take 20 trades in the first 10 minutes, really, and blowing up accounts. How do you develop that? I think it comes from lifestyle, really. And you conduct yourself a certain way. And what I've done is you got to identify. Well, for me, it was always a matter of I just like the action. I love the adrenaline sports and all that stuff. But that natural tendency of mine of lots of aggression is definitely not healthy for trading. And I realized that because I was blowing up accounts back in 2021. So I had to build it out. And so how was a matter of whatever adrenaline requirements I have, get it out of the way first. I think we talked about this about 10 minutes ago, but get it out of the way. So I've structured my lifestyle where I have all my action sports and everything that requires or that allows me to just express myself. That happens before 6 p.m. And for me, I start trading at 6 p.m. So I have all day to do all that. By the time I come to trading, it's kind of mellow. Like, I don't want any action. I'm quite happy to hang out. It's not a fight for me to hunt down trades because I want the action. So becoming calm or patient is not natural for me. Definitely a lot of introspection, and then figuring out what I need to do So I'm not fighting it and becoming a calm person. I'm just like, I'm still very much immersing myself in all the action, but not in trading.
Right.
Get it out of the way there.
So
And then meditation is also another big piece of it. That awareness, that emotional awareness, man, that's another world. But yeah.
So here's a question then. And sorry if I'm taking up everyone's time, but I think it's valuable for people.
Yeah.
For someone like yourself, when you live halfway across the world in Dubai, you have the opportunity to get that adrenaline out of you all day and kind of mentally prepare yourself to trade all day. Versus someone like myself, who's in Vancouver. 6:30 is when the market opens. So even if I'm up at 5, how does one like myself, because I have the same personality as you, somewhat, how does one like myself get that adrenaline out? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I know.
So, I mean, like that's great, like I'd love to, you take my car and rip it down the highway, at lunch and get that out of the way. But for someone like myself, that's difficult to mentally prepare.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. One thing Andrew does in Vancouver, I don't know if he does it anymore, is go for a run before trading, and really like a sprint. So you take 15 minutes and just really pump it out. The other thing is, I mean, I used to also trade in a similar time zone in Colorado. It was like 7:30 when the market opened or something. When you wake up, it's very normal. People like to have their coffee and get going. Avoid all that stimulation. So when you wake up, naturally, you're not totally awake. You're still kind of groggy. When the market opens, an hour after you wake up, you're still not quite truly awake because you haven't had a coffee. Yeah, you have a shower, have some breakfast, all that fun stuff. But you're not putting any stimulants in your bloodstream. That is, again, a matter of routine and lifestyle. And I did that for a while when I was in Colorado. That was a huge game changer. Huge. Because after the bell rang, the market opened, it's only 30 minutes after that I'm truly awake, because now it's like barely sunrise, So those sorts of things, again, lifestyle, I think is a big thing. Sleep is an interesting one when you're dealing with that early morning stuff. Obviously, the conventional wisdom is, get plenty of sleep. And I agree with that. 8 hours, 10 hours, whatever. And then you're awake and you're naturally becoming alert. It takes maybe an hour, at least at this age. It takes me an hour to become alert without coffee, which is a good thing if you have to trade at sunrise. So you're not stimulating yourself. And then on top of that, as the market goes on, you are becoming more and more alert. You're just waking up naturally, right, without caffeine. At that point, you got to be very self-aware and realize, okay, now I'm awake, I'm alert. Now I need to go, use my energy. But the market's not the right place for it. So now a routine is important, where you tell yourself, okay, at this time every day, I'm going to just step away from the market. If you're in a trade, okay, put orders in and leave it, but definitely don't open new trades, after an hour after the market or whatever. You got to fix your routine and do it in a way where you have an obligation, somewhere you have to be. People are counting on you, a sports club or a hobby that you're in or whatever, something. These are all things that I've done over the years in different time zones and stuff. And you have to play with this a little. I think lifestyle is massively important because it really dictates how you conduct yourself when you show up. So these are a few tricks I'd suggest you try. And man, I don't know how you do Vancouver. Shit, man. I would not go to the West Coast. That's just me. It's a tough one. It's a tricky one. And maybe an hour after the market opened, maybe that's the time you go and do all your adrenaline stuff. You come back 2 hours later, and then you have the afternoon to trade very calmly. You can do that. Or don't trade the open at all. Just go do your stuff and come and trade through the day, through the afternoon. There's that too. You can do that. So there's ways. There's ways around it. So I don't know. Hope that helps.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What do we got here? Shuri, you're not touching it. What is that? Amazon, yeah. Amazon. See, Amazon's a mess. I'm not gonna touch it. Everything's a mess at the moment. I don't want to touch anything. It's Friday. I don't feel like trading anymore. But no, we'll see. If something good comes, we should take it. Shane, what are you saying? You're finding you don't believe the market's going anywhere intraday. looking for solid ABCD movement, consolidate, move out of range, retest, go. Everything has to be choppy and unclean. Yeah. Lots of FOMO, but you refuse to trade if it isn't clean. Not sure style is too tight or for discipline is in check. This balance, yeah. That's a good one, Shane. Balance. Balance between having a very tight conservative trading style and FOMO, right? So my suggestion is go with the tight discipline. And seriously, one thing that will not happen with tight discipline is you will not blow up. At least you're guaranteeing that. Not guaranteeing, but you're closer to that. And then slowly build your aggression with trading. And I'll give you an example. We have John Hills in BBT. He's done one strategy for I don't know how many years now. You know, and he can't even find a trade on a lot of days just because everything's going down. He only trades long. So, but so he doesn't do the FOMO thing. He does an extreme discipline thing, and he hasn't blown up. And he's consistently profitable. Takes very good trades, very tight risk management the way he trades, very, very tight, you know, and you survive. And that's the first step. First thing you do is survive. Then you give yourself a chance to thrive. Start there, you know, and you can have a super tight strategy, like just one thing, one ideal situation you're looking for on the charts. But then look at 20 different charts and just leave it there. And on these 20 charts, you might find 2 opportunities in the entire day for that one specific super tight setup you're looking for. You know, you can do it that way too. That's what John does. I think he looks like 16 charts. I think mine is still pretty loose. I don't have enough discipline in my strategy yet. It's not refined enough. I want to refine it tighter. And even my executions this week, I'm not satisfied with my trading. It's been very sloppy. Been making all kinds of silly mistakes. So I'm working on that. I got to refine it, tighten it up. I'm watching these 8 stocks, which is, you know, it's large enough. It's large enough where I can work with a very tight strategy and still have massive opportunities every day. So you find that balance. There you go. Yeah, between blowing up and break even, don't blow up. We got a few questions here. Yeah, Shane, go ahead. Got a question here.
Oh, I just, there's a lot of patience talk today, and most days you'll take 3 or 4 trades and I haven't taken a single trade. And I'm just like, I just want to get in a trade. I want to push a button. Any button.
Put on your PlayStation on the other screen, man. Do that.
So for anybody out there thinking about patience and wanting to practice patience, just remember I'm sitting here probably doing nothing.
Yeah.
Because
good yeah. That's good, man. That's the way to do it. You got this. It is a patience game, guys. I've done it many times. I stand here the whole day and don't trade. 6 hours, I'm just standing here staring at it and I feel like a zombie. I've done that many, many times. So, yeah, that's a good thing. If anything, you actually earn your trust that way. You earn your own trust. You realize you can stick to your discipline, and that takes you a long, long way.
So what do you do when you wait and wait and wait patiently and then you take a trade and it's in the wrong direction?
Oh, I forget about it, wait for the next setup, and in between I sit here and talk to you.
Right? This is what happens to me. Just wait and wait and wait. And...
Yeah.
Okay, this is it. I mean, stop out. It's just practice and coming and being here and observing.
Yeah. Screen time is massive. You need screen time. Otherwise, how are you gonna figure stuff out, man? Just making sense, you know? Show up every day. That's what I always say to you guys, right? Show up, show up, show up. That's the first order of business. And when you do take a trade, trade in a way that you don't blow up financially or emotionally, so you can show up the next day. Always trade that way. Always trade in a way where you can show up the next day. If you have that in your mind, at least you'll survive. That's the basics. Get that sorted out. That's the foundation of it. Beyond that, you find a way to thrive. And everyone thrives in different ways.
Avi, I think the hardest way of being patient is maintaining focus. I'll sit here, wait, lose focus, and then that's a good setup.
Yeah. Staying focused is important, right? See, again, that's how do you stay focused? Everyone's got their own thing. If you let your mind wander and you start doing other stuff, and now you've lost focus and you're forgetting about what you're supposed to be doing, which is just scanning the charts, just simply scanning. So you could actually get bored doing that too. So you need something to kind of occupy yourself as well. That's why we have, we trade together, trading rooms, and this kind of thing. BBT, we have the same sort of thing. It's much bigger, of course. So you got to find something. Otherwise, yeah, I've done that as well. I've sat here in the room all day and blown up an account and then look at it the next day, like, what the hell? Realize it's just because I actually lost focus. I got bored or something. And there you go. Focus. That's a very, very, very good point. AJC, is there a possibility to join online in the afternoon? Many of my larger significants. AJC, this week it's been like that. I've taken a fair few trades in the afternoon. I got to say, this week was very sloppy. I'm not satisfied. It's called dirty money. This week I've made dirty money. It's been profitable, but it's dirty. I owe the market a lot of money. Actually, the market owes me too. So it's even at this point, whatever. But afternoon is tricky because that's like, I can't guarantee it because it's like 11 p.m., midnight. I don't even know if I'll be awake. Most days I'm not. Recently, I've just been awake a little bit more and taking a few opportunities as they come. Usually I don't want to be awake. After the YouTube session, that's it, man. I should be in bed because there's only 6 hours to sleep before I have to wake up again. So I don't know. On some days when I'm here, I'll try and show up. But also, I can't even talk anymore. 2 hours of it ends up being about 3 hours on the mic, and that hurts. That hurts the singing voice, right? Today I'll be here. Today we're doing the happy hour, so that's our usual Friday happy hour thing. We can discuss it more. Let's see how we can structure this. So I know there's a few others who want to also comment. They can come and hang out, maybe trade later. Guys like Paras, Nathan, Megan, maybe. So I mean, let me see what we can work out. Seeing some bearish activity right now, guys. See the Google again on a 30-minute broke a level. I wouldn't trade this as a breakout because the consolidation isn't quite there. And I'm gonna get more and more strict about this because I've made some messy trades doing this, trading breakouts without a consolidation. So look on the 1 minute, it's not really a big consolidation. It's just kind of ping pong between levels and a firm breakout. You can get that as descending wedge thing, but again, I don't trade these sorts of things anymore. So there's stuff happening. Oh, hold on, what's going on here? Andrew's still there. Okay. What else do we have? We have Amazon as well, still on the move down. We were talking about that reversal, but no conviction for that at the time, and still I can see that didn't work anyway. Remember, most of what your trade book is doing for you is telling you when not to trade. Very, 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 very important. So for Amazon, see on a 30-minute chart, there's no setup. It's on the way down. I'm not going to go long or short. It's already on the way. If it does a big consolidation, big reverse hammer, that's a continuation trade or a breakout retest. Or the other way, puts in a big hammer, big double bottom, then that's a reversal trade. Now, that's the kind of thing that may happen at noon because these are 30-minute candles, right? It'll take like 5 candles to form, which is hours. So there's nothing there. Let's see on a 1 minute. Yeah, just going level to level, really. You can call this a retest. If you're trading 1 minute stuff, this is what I used to do before. Breakout, retest that big bearish candle right there. The new 1 minute low is the entry, the exit's right above, and you're going for the next level down. If you like the 1 minute stuff. But 1 minute, again, you get a lot of these. You get these, and then they're false. They don't work. I don't want these false trades, or I don't want to trade so much also. 1 or 2 good ones and wait for it. So I'm not going to touch this. Overall, it's really not a great day. I mean, just not. Again, this head and shoulders is working on Microsoft. Where would you enter? I don't really know. The head and shoulders complete here about 415, not anywhere near my levels, in the middle somewhere. 414 just broke. Let's see what that would have looked like. Yeah, see breakout, what? Retest at this time of day. It's very hard to trade these. I don't even have the head and shoulders in my trade book anyway. For me, it's a double top. That's the reversal, not head and shoulders. So anyways. All right, guys, another minute and I got to get out of here. Go and get ready for YouTube. Andrew's still there, but Paras is coming back today, guys. Secret. There you go. Paras will be back on the YouTube session. So, yeah, different vibe. AJC, yeah, sure, if I can now. If I'm awake. Yeah, it's funny. The trades I take late in the day, you don't want to see me trading at that time because I'm like having dinner, I'm sipping on tea, clicking a few buttons. I'm on the phone doing something else. It's not like this. It's different. It's the last few things I do before I go to bed, put on a few trades, and then have dinner and stuff. So let's see if I can figure it out. It's tricky, man, because I gotta be up at sunrise every day for the kids. We'll see. Cool. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this. Go and get ready for YouTube. Hope you all are keeping it green. Where I'll be back in our Discord room to have a chat with you all Friday happy hour at right after YouTube. As soon as that, when does that end? It ends at noon Eastern. So our voice room in Discord, come on in. We'll have some fun. Cool.
Thank you, Avi.
All right.
Thanks, Avi.
Thanks, Avi. Bye.
Hey, guys.
Thank you, Avi. Bye.
Enjoy the
Yeah.
weekend.
Come say hi on YouTube. Have some fun.
Thanks, Avi.
Sure.
Thank you.